Why, some people live healthy until 95, still happily with their children and grandchildren. And some people pass away when they just turned 80? What do you think is the reason? Leave a comment below. Who knows what you're thinking? Might be more true than scientific research. Dear friend, if you're in your 60s, 70s, or even older, this video is for you. Because maybe, just maybe, this is the reason why so many people don't make it past 80. And no, it's not because of illness. It's not because of fate. It's because of something that seems so small, but affects every day of our lives. A choice. And that choice can start today. Don't miss this video, because just a few minutes of it could help you live a healthier, longer life. And most importantly, a happier life. You know, every year, millions of people over 70 die sooner than expected. And what is shocking is that more than 80% of those cases are completely preventable. It's not an accident. It's not genetics. It's not fate. It's our daily lifestyle. Small habits that seem harmless are silently shortening our lives. According to a report by the World Health Organization, the leading cause of premature death in the elderly are non-communicable diseases, high blood pressure, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, metabolic disorders. And you know, these diseases don't appear overnight. They start with eating too much salt, laziness, not getting enough sleep, and prolonged stress. A study published in the Lancet journal shows that people aged 65 and over, if they maintain the following 3 simple things: eat lots of vegetables, walk 30 minutes every day, get enough sleep every night, the risk of early death is reduced by more than 60%. We cannot change our age, but we can completely change the way we live every day. And you don't need to do anything too big. Just small changes. Repea every day. It's enough to help you live healthy, live happily, and live long with your loved ones. Dear friend, when we are young, our body can endure many things. Eating irregularly, staying up late, little exercise, still feel healthy. But at a certain age, things start to change. And change very quickly if we do not pay attention. The scariest thing is not the sudden illness, but the things that silently destroy our health every day. Without our knowing, they do not cause immediate pain. They do not make us collapse immediately, but they shorten our lifespan, silently. And we call them 5 silent enemies of old age. What are they? And how can we recognize them before it is too late? Stay tuned, because here's what everyone over 60 should know. One of the biggest reasons why the elderly are prone to falls and weakness is not exercising enough every day. Many older people think that I'm old, so I should rest more. But in fact, because of lack of exercise, the body weakens faster. According to research from Harvard University, people over 65 years old who do not maintain light exercise every day will lose 3 to 5% of their muscle mass each year. And when muscles weaken, just a slight misstep in the house can lead to falling and breaking bones, lying in one place for a long time. Not to mention, when sitting a lot, blood circulation is poor. The risk of stroke, embolism, or muscle atrophy increases. And sadly, many people do not discover it until it is too late. Simple but effective solution. You do not need to go to the gym. You do not need to exercise heavily. Just walk gently for 15 minutes every morning or afternoon. You can walk in the yard, around the garden, or in the alley near your house. Every step you take today is keeping your flexibility, keeping your heart, blood vessels, and legs healthy. Don't let old age be days of sitting still. Let's walk, slowly, but steadily. Because every step is a step closer to a long and healthy life. You see, just a simple habit like walking every day can help us avoid many health risks. But exercise is only half the story. The rest is right on our dining table every day. This place seems familiar, but hides another silent enemy that many people do not notice. The second silent enemy is malnutrition. And maybe this is the silent cause that leads to high blood pressure, stroke, and general weakness that no one realizes until it is too late. The older we get, the more our bodies need to be nourished properly. However, many older people still maintain the old diet. Too salty. Eat a lot of white rice, but lack green vegetables and fiber. And what are the consequences? High blood pressure, dyslipidemia, sudden stroke, when no one has time to react. According to the National Institute of Nutrition, Vietnamese people consume an average of 9-10 g of salt per day, while the World Health Organization recommends eating less than 5 g. Eating too salty for a long time makes the kidneys work too hard, causing water retention, increasing blood pressure and weakening the heart. Eating too much white starch, such as rice, noodles, bread, but lacking vegetables, lacking protein, will cause blood sugar levels to fluctuate, leading to type 2 diabetes, weight gain, and fatigue. Simple and practical solutions is: reduce salt when cooking. Prioritize boiling, steaming instead of frying, stir-frying salty foods. Add vegetables to every meal. Replace white rice with brown rice if possible. Add fish, eggs, milk, tofu to get enough light protein for the body. And remember, drink enough water, even if you don't feel thirsty. Diet is something you control every day. And it is also something that determines how long you live. You know, we can walk hard every day. We can also eat properly and scientifically. But if in our hearts we always feel empty and lost, our health will never improve. Not everyone realizes, but there is a silent enemy that is not in the body, but in the soul. And that is
lack of social interaction, a feeling of prolonged loneliness. Asterisk.
As we get older, friends leave one by one. Children are busy and rarely come to visit. So each day passes. Only the TV, the wooden chair, and the empty room remain. No one asks.
No one talk.
And gradually, the mood becomes depressed, sad. According to research from the University of California, old people who live alone are 3 times more likely to be depressed than those who have regular social interactions. In fact, loneliness weakens the immune system, making the body more susceptible to illness and taking longer to recover. Loneliness is a nameless disease.
Notons the prescription.
But it makes people collapse from the inside. Every day, take the initiative to talk to at least one person, a neighbor.
A vegetable seller at the corner. Or, call your children, all friends.
You can also join a senior club near your home. Go to the temple, participate in neighborhood activities, where there are people of the same age and situation. Every conversation, even if it's only 5 to 10 minutes, is a valuable spiritual medicine to help you live happier, healthier every day.
Don't let yourself live your last years in silence.
Because you deserve to be listened to share, and to live fully, just as you have given to others. You know, loneliness makes people sad. But when that sadness lasts for a long time, and even goes into sleep, then the body begins to get tired. The mind is no longer as alert as before.
Not sleeping well, tossin and turnin all night.
Then during the day, feeling drowsy, dizzy, forgetful. That is not only a sign of old age, but also a warning bell for brain health. Therefore, the 4th silent enemy is poor sleep and worrying too much. Sleep is when the body rests, recovers, but it is also when the brain cleans up the toxins accumulated throughout the day.
If you don't get enough sleep,
that process is interrupted, and gradually, memory begins to decline. A study from Harvard University shows that People over 60 who sleep less than 5 hours a night have twice the risk of Alzheimer's disease compared to people who get enough sleep. Not only that, lack of sleep also increases blood pressure, causes depression, and makes you irritable and tired. Asterisk. Many people think when you're old, it's okay to sleep less. But the truth is the opposite. The older you are, the more you need to sleep enough, deep sleep. Practice going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. Limit watching your phone, TV before going to bed. Have a light meal in the evening. Avoid drinking too much water or tea, coffee. Before going to bed, you can soak your feet in warm water for 10 minutes. Or listen to some light music, read a few pages of a book. If your mind is full of worries, write down the things you need to do on paper, then put them aside. Sleep is the best natural medicine for old age.
The better you sleep, the clearer your mind.
And each new day will start much more gently. And finally, not going for regular checkups is the last silent enemy of old age. Many people only go for checkups when they feel tired, in pain. But when they discover the disease, it is often in the late stages, very difficult to treat. Some people, when they discover diabetes, their blood sugar is too high, they have to inject every day. Some people, when they go for checkups, the cancer cells have already spread.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure. Cause sudden stroke.
According to the Ministry of Health, more than 60% of cases of chronic diseases in the elderly are due to late checkups, not due to serious illness from the beginning. Schedule a general checkup at least every 6 months. Just a blood test, blood pressure measurement, liver and kidney ultrasound, chest X-ray, are enough to detect many common diseases early. If possible, you should also check your eyes, ears, heart and bone density every year. Regular checkups don't take much time, but they can help you catch diseases early and save your life. Health is a precious asset. Don't wait until it's gone to start appreciating it. At this point, many people have probably realized that living long and healthy does not necessarily involve medication or machines.
The miracle. Something lies in the very small.
Very ordinary things that we often overlook.
A sincere smile every day not only brightens the face,
but also helps the body secrete endorphins, a substance known as natural painkillers. According to research by the Mayo Clinic, laughing regularly helps reduce blood pressure, relax blood vessels, and significantly strengthen the immune system. So, whether it's laughing at a story your grandchild tells, or just smiling when looking at a flower blooming on the porch, it's a great medicine for the heart and brain. Older people may not be as busy as before, but that doesn't mean they don't need goals. Psychologists call it a reason to wake up every morning. It could be taking care of a pot of orchids,
feeding the dog on time,
or learning to cook a new dish that you have never tried before. When there is something to look forward to, no matter how small, your spirit will be happier, your mind will be clearer,
and your heart will beat stronger.
Old age does not mean stopping. On the contrary, this is the time to reawaken your brain with gentle but effective activities. Doctors recommend reading books, listening to music, solving crossword puzzles, playing chess, or simply watching meaningful videos every day. When the brain is exercised regularly, the ability to remember, react, and feel are all better maintained. And if you are watching this video, congratulations! You are nourishing your mind in a great way. And finally, don't forget to take care of your body from the smallest things. Drink enough water, from 1 to 1.5 liters per day. Helps the kidneys filter blood better, reduces constipation, and maintains energy. Go to bed on time, before 10 p.m. is ideal. Because when you sleep deeply, the brain will clean up the toxins accumulated throughout the day. Sleeping well, drinking enough, are the foundation for all other good habits to be maximized. Life at the age of 60, 70, 80 may be slower, but no less meaningful.
Allons à you know how to love yourself.
Every day will become a gift, not a burden. And it all starts from seemingly small things.
A smile, a potted plant, a glass of warm water.
And a little new knowledge, like this video. There are things that sound small, seem easy, but when you truly live them, they bring about huge changes. And sometimes, nothing is more inspiring than a true story from someone who is living well every day. I invite you to meet a living example of happy old age in a peaceful countryside on the outskirts of Oregon, USA. There is a man named John Parker, 86 years old this year. His hair is white, his back is slightly bent, but his eyes are still bright, sharp, and full of life. Every early morning, when the sun has not yet risen behind the trees, he walks around the backyard, wearing old canvas shoes, holding a glass of warm water. While walking, he takes deep breaths of fresh air. He does not need a wristwatch.
No need for a fitness tracker.
Everything for him is just a simple habit, repeated for over 20 years. His breakfast always consists of green vegetables, an apple, and a slice of whole wheat bread. Next to him is Eleanor, his partner of over 60 years. The two still tend the garden together, chat, and giggle like when they first fell in love. When asked about the secret to a healthy life, Mr. John smiled gently and said,
Just live simply, my dear. Think lightly, don't worry too much.
And the most important thing
Is never skip breakfast.
That's when your body knows you're being cared for. There are no complicated secrets here. Just eat right, sleep early, exercise regularly, and keep your mind at peace.
The story of John Parker
Is proof that old age does not mean withering away. On the contrary, it can be the most worthwhile stage of life, if we know how to take care of ourselves little by little, every day. So, whether you are 60, 70, or 80 years old, as long as you are still breathing, still walking, positive changes are always timely, because you cannot go back to the past, but you can absolutely decide the future. And if you are alive today, live meaningfully, to be healthy tomorrow.
Live happily. And live long.
If this video has brought you something warm, or made you want to start living more positively,
Leave a comment below.
share your feelings, or a message to those who are on the same journey of old age. Don't forget to click like to support the channel, and subscribe to not miss the next meaningful videos. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video to the end.
Wishing you good health, peace of mind, and every day worth living.
See you in the next videos. Good health and best regards.